This morning I'm going to unbox number 7 of 67. This box is not sealed, but I have not gone through it. Came this way from the seller. Good size box, 13/8. Probably 50 or 60 records like the rest. They are stacked, not on their edge, on stacked like dishes. We'll see what we got. Let me put down a pad to lay them on. And excuse me while I finish my coffee this morning as well. Alright, let's see what we got. The first thing on top is an Imperial Harley Loose Varsuviana and Turkey in the Straw. Who doesn't like Turkey in the Straw? Next down is a Columbia Sacred Series, the Chuck Wagon Gang, All God's Children Gonna Rise and Shine, and After a While. Good find for a Sunday morning. Yeah, here in Texas it's Sunday morning about 10:30. Capital, Sonny James, Won't Somebody Tell Me, and My Greatest Thrill. Red Label Columbia, Harry James, My Beloved is Rugged, and Estrelita. A lot of these more common records are going to go stacked on their edge, back into the barn, covered up, until I can get some more shelving or figure out something else to do with them. The less common records are going to stay here in the house. They'll be properly shelved and sleeve shelved, cleaned. This is a Columbia. It's got a chipped up edge, not in the play area. Marty Robbins, Call Me Up, and I'm Too Big to Cry. There's the edge chipping. I'll keep it for now until I get an upgrade for it. I secretly collect the Red Label Columbias, sort of. Mercury, Jerry Murad's Harmonicats, Peg of My Heart, Harmonica Boogie. Well, this box is mostly 40s pop, which is actually better than the square dance I've had for a couple of videos. I've had enough square dance to last me a lifetime. Harry James on Red Label Columbia, The Love I Long For, I'm Beginning to See the Light. These are a little dusty. Sonny James on Capitol, The Table Next to Mine, and Believe Another's Lips. Sonny James on Capitol, Young Love, You're the Reason I'm in Love. That'll look good in the barn. Red Label Columbia, Guy Mitchell, Crazy with Love, Singing the Blues. If you see anything in this series of videos that you would like to purchase, I don't really sell. I'm not a seller, but I will consider. So just hit me up in the comments. This is a raggedy old Brunswick. Frank Luther on one side, Frank Luther on the other side, and Carson Robinson. Left My Gal in the Mountains, and Gonna Something in the Cold, Cold Ground. Rough label. Record is rough as well. Johnny Stanley on Capitol, it's in the book on both sides, part 1 and 2, I suppose. Next is a Victor Red Seal record. It is chipped on the edge. It is Jan Pierce Lufthansa, And Oh Soul Mio, and it's going in the scrap pile. I'm not going to keep a record that's broken like that. Unless it was something rare, I guess. Columbia, Benny Goodman, Horace Staccato, and man here plays fine piano. Grandson plays clarinet, and I'm hoping maybe someday he'll make it like Benny Goodman, but he doesn't seem as interested in it as I do. Deck of Personality, Dick Haymes, I Wish I Didn't Love You So, and Naughty Angeline. Capital Peggy Lee, Aren't You Kind of Glad We Did? It's All Over Now. Decca, Guy Lombardo, How Deep Is the Ocean? Easter Parade. Terrible, rough record. Take the good with the bad when you buy a lot of 4,000 records. My breakage percentage on these records so far has been about 1.5. Normally it's 10. Bob Eberly on Decca, I tipped my hat if I had my life to live over. Red Label Columbia, finally one that's not beaten filthy. Jerry Adams, That's What a Woman Is For. Happiness Is a Thing Called Joe. Now we get into some that have actual sleeves with them. Looks like we may be getting into some older stuff. Here's a Regal. The Cloister Choir with Organ, When I Survey the Wondrous Cross. And Praise to the Holiest in the Hot. Pull this out of the sleeve, and it is in good condition. Most Regals stay in the house. Nice Sunday find. Next is an 8-inch broadcast. Harry Bidgood and his broadcasters, Cheery Beery Bee, and Every Morn, Every Noon, Every Night. Next is an Imperial, probably an English Imperial, played by the Metropolitan Police Central Band. I can't speak this. It's in French. Record is in great condition. I'll show you both sides so that maybe you can decipher what it says. That'll be a keeper. His Master's Voice. And I always want to say His Majesty's Voice, but it's His Master's Voice. And here's an 8-inch broadcast sleeve that was loose. Looks brand new. It's probably classical. Misha Elman, Minuet in G, number 2, Beethoven. Minuet in D. It's a D on one side and a G on the other. Well kept record. Okay, next is a label I've not seen before. Looks like there's a couple of them. Pilgrim Records, made in Great Britain. That's a 33. I'm not going to keep it. The Crucifixion by the Luton Choral Society. Yeah. A 10-inch 33. Anyone is interested, hit me up. Looks like there are going to be 2 of these 10-inch 33s. Deal with that later. It's wrapped in plastic inside a sleeve. It doesn't want to go back in very easy. at the crucifixion again. And I have another empty broadcast 8-inch sleeve. Playing duration equal to a 10-inch record. Ten-inch Columbia. Barbara Lyon with Ray Martin and his orchestra, The Pendulum Song, and Stowaway. Decent record. It wasn't kept in a sleeve, but it's still pretty good condition. Here comes another Regal. The Silver Stars Band something March. It's going to be in another language. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. And until we meet again, Waltz on the other side. And here's the foreign language side. Got a little bit of chip in the run-in area, but not in the play area. Next comes a Rex. Primo Scala's Accordion Band. Isle of Capri. Little Valley in the Mountains. Blue Label Decca. Ink Spots, My Greatest Mistake. And We Three. Another Ink Spots on Decca. Address Unknown. You Bring Me Down. Capital. King Cole, Nature Boy. And the other side is Lost April. Pretty rough condition record. Red Label Columbia. Kay Kaiser, He Wears a Pair of Silver Wings. Jingle, Jangle, Jingle. Dirty. King. Roy Brown, Hurry, Hurry, Baby. Traveling Man. Majestic, and it's got some horrible scratches on it. Timmy Rogers. Good Whiskey and a Bad Woman. And Flagalapa. However you want to say that, but you can see the scratch on this thing is pretty bad. McGregor, The Saddle Kings, Tennessee Waltz, and Alice Blue Gown. It's got another really bad scratch on it. These weren't kept in very good condition. They weren't taken care of. They have a lot of throwaways here just because of those heavy scratches. Dot, Jimmy Sacca with Billy Vaughn and his orchestra, Alone. You're All That I Need. Capital Americana. He's a Real Gone Guy by Nellie Lutcher, and Let Me Love You Tonight. I'll take a break right quick. I'm going to move these and start a new pile. I don't want anything to get broken from the weight. Put them on edge in a box down here. Back to it. Pops. Four songs, Singing the Blues by Johnny Tyler, I'm a One-Woman Man by Jack Williams. I've got a new Heartache and You're Running Wild by Johnny and Jack, the Nashville Playboys. Rough condition record. gonna be some. Looks like there may be some 12 inches coming up. The Red Label Columbia, Lefty Frizzle, Lullaby Waltz, and Glad I Found You. It's rough. It's got an edge chip up here. So far, I'm not happy with this box. Nothing in here much worth keeping. Les Brown, It Couldn't Be True. I Got the Sun in the Morning. Epic, Something Smith and the Redheads, My Baby Just Cares for Me. And the other side is illegible. It's trashed. Deca Personality Series, Carmen Cavallero and his orchestra. Oh, Katharina, Music, Music, Music. Columbia Red Label, Dinah Shore and Buddy Clark, My One and Only Highland Fling. Baby, It's Cold Outside. Today it actually is a little cool outside, not bad. Capital, Sam Donahue, Dinah, Take 5. You hear the excitement in my voice when I pick these up. His Master's Voice, Julia, Noche de Ronda, and Taquero. Good shape compared to the rest. Really not that great though. Red Label Columbia, Ray Noble and his orchestra. By the Light of the Silvery Moon. Alright, that's a decent song from a cartoon. While My Lady Sleeps. I'll keep that one. Alright, 12-inch Columbia Blue Label. Nice and clean record, probably something nobody listened to. Werther Act 1. A whole list of names on it. Orchestra Symphony. Yeah, I give up. Very nice, but can't read it. 12-inch Columbia. It's maybe part of a set. It looks like it could be. Yeah, LFX 151, LFX 152. This is 152. The set, but I don't have the book it came in. It's 153. 156. I don't have 150. Something's missing. I don't remember which one. Anyway. Put down a little more padding in here to try to keep them from being scratched. Back into the 10-inch. Running 18 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this under 30. Columbia Unbreakable, Gene Autry. If it doesn't snow on Christmas. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Gene Autry was born in the town of Tioga, which is only about 20 miles from me, maybe. And Randy Travis currently lives there. Glenn Miller, Sunrise Serenade, In the Mood. Not a great record. I probably got a better copy than that. RCA Victor, Sons of the Pioneers, Lead Me Gently Home, Father. Power in the Blood. Red Label Columbia. Sentimental Journey by Les Brown. Twilight Time. Gene Autry, An Old-Fashioned Tree. Here Comes Santa Claus. Nice Christmas records to find at the right time of the year, and this one looks good. Blue Label Decca. Johnny Messner, The Penny Polka. And The Biggest Aspidastra in the World, whatever that is. This thing's got a nice scratch across it. Word, David Taylor, When God Is Near, Down from His Glory. Red Label Columbia. Claude Sharp and his Old Hickory Singers, Precious Memories, and I've Been Listening. It's fixing to be... Not sure whether to make this a two-part video or a one-part video. Orgatone Records, Dell Winning, Ivory Palaces, and The Old Rugged Cross. Never had new label to me. I'm going to go ahead and push for a one-part video. Edge Chipped, Al Goodman, I'm Always Chasing Rainbows. And The World Is Waiting for the Sunrise. This is rough. I'm probably not going to keep it even though all the chips are outside the play area. It's like a rat been chewing the edge of it or something. Capital Written All Over. Eddie Dean. Now this one's signed. My sweetheart, my darling, my own. And the other side is I'm the old friend. And it says to Jerry, love, Eddie Dean. Sadly, it is cracked on the edge. It's not a part yet, but it is cracked. It needs some sort of TLC. Cracked area. Be very careful with it. It's right here. This big old chunk's about to come off of it. I'm going to set this one aside and take extra care of it. I'm assuming that the signature is legit. Jumbo Record, London Orchestral Band, A Dream of Delight, and Sunset on the St. Lawrence. I've not seen this label before. "12 Inches," Master's Voice, Marcel Junet, La Messiah, and Le Deux Grenadiers. Not going to take these out. I'm going to leave them in just for time's sake. Looks like there's going to be a few of them. It's Master's Voice, The Mikados by Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Isidore Godfrey, and Alone Yet Alive and on a Tree by the River. Columbia Baby Blue Label, London String Quartet, Mozart Quartet number 15, part 1, Allegro. On both sides, same thing. Black Label Columbia, 12-inch. Kathleen Ferrier, Spring is Coming, and Come to Me, Soothing Sleep. It's in plastic inside of a sleeve. That's why you're getting a little bit of a glare. Beltona, new to me. Again, well, it's a 33. Set it aside. Master's Voice, Gally Gertchie, and Say to Thy Daughter on one side, and Now Command Me on the other. Translations. Red Label Decca 12-inch. The London Philharmonic Orchestra, conducted by Basil Cameron, Sibelius Symphony No. 2 in D major. Harder to get good lighting in these sleeves, but I just don't want to take the time to pull them all out. His Master's Voice, Symphony Especial Op 21, Lalo, Yehudi Menuhin. Anyway, it's all that. Master's Voice, Metropolitan Opera House Chorus and Orchestra, May Angels Guard Thee, and something sorrow. I can't read it. Different His Master's Voice label 12-inch. Mayfair Orchestra, The Gondoliers Overture, Gilbert Sullivan, and Princess Ida Selection. Interesting label. There's another of the same label. Marjorie Hayward and Una Bourne, Sonata. Second movement, first movement, second movement. Victor Batwing 12-inch. Victor Light Opera Company. Gems from Have a Heart. Gems from Love a Mike. Love a Mike. That'll be a keeper. His Master's Voice. Fritz Kriegler and Dante Cantabile and Humoresque. Ten or 15 records to go, 27 minutes. His Master's Voice, Love. I'm not going to try. Rosa Puncel and Izio Pinza. They will be listed on a spreadsheet as they are written at a later time. It may be a while. Next up is a single-sided 12-inch His Master's Voice, Mr. Stuart Gardner, London, Kashmiri Song. And these always have an engraved angel on the back. Blue Label Columbia 12-inch Elizabeth Schwarzkopf and the Philharmonic Orchestra. Something I can't read. Blue Label Columbia 12-inch. Ebe Stignani with the Milan Symphony Orchestra. Okay. His Master's Voice. Christopher Stone's Medley by Christopher Stone, assisted by Alice Moxon, Stuart Robertson Chorus and Orchestra. Okay. Took a second look at that because I'm looking for stuff by Charles Stone, who was born here, but that's not him. Oscar Natska, Magic Flute Within These Temple Walls. Oh, Isis and Osiris. One more drink of coffee, I'm done with it. In fact, it was so cold I should have already been done with it. Columbia Blue Label. Robert Cassadesus and the Philadelphia Orchestra, Concerto for Left Hand. Okay, this is interesting. This is going to be a homemade record. Sound recording disc, or EMI Factories Limited. Festival of Praise 1949. Something organ. Can't read the writing. It's not that it's bad writing, I just can't tell what it is. Sing praise to God on the other side. Oh, sing praise to God. It's written up here on the top. Glory to thee, and something organ. I still can't read that. Anyway, that'll be a keeper. And there's another one of the sound, same sort of thing. Organ solo, solemn medley. The other side, it's not readable. Surrounded by a host of foes. That's what's written on it. Festival of Praise 1949. Last of the bunch. Peter Dawson on his Master's Voice 12-inch. Oh My Warriors. And Song of the Flea. That does it for this box. Nothing really fantastic in here. A few things that are keepers. If you see anything you'd be interested in, comment or get a hold of me in one of the 78 groups on Facebook. Thank you for watching.